Hey guys, Katie Danger with Radiant Nutrition, and I'm here to give a presentation on supplements are a scam and other misconceptions you might have about supplements. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I really think there's a lot of complaints about the supplement industry that are founded and some that are unfounded, and I really think that a little education can go a long way. So let's just go ahead and dive right in and you'll see what I have in store for you. So now that I have your attention, let's just get one thing out of the air. Supplements are not bad, and ironically, they're the closest thing we have to anything that could possibly be a magic pill, which is exactly what everyone wants, right? So they say they don't, but they do. Anybody would take an instant fix or solution. I really don't think that's the big issue with the supplement industry, though. I think it's what goes on behind the scenes that makes people think that the industry is such a deep, dark, profit-hungry beast. I know you've seen this image before, and I've got some information for you that's going to both confirm your suspicions about supplements and change your mind on the power of supplements, and that if you find the right ones, you can truly change your fitness and performance. So at the end of this, I know you're going to have two things. You're going to know exactly how to assess your supplements for their quality without pulling out your smartphone, without Googling, and without going to Amazon. And you're going to be empowered with the knowledge and confidence that you can find the right supplements that are not only going to work, but work for the goals that you have in mind. So I've heard a lot of complaints with athletes and their supplements and the concerns that they have, and I've had my own over the years, and I think it boils down to four major complaints. Number one, false claims, fake advertising and marketing. Number two, they're too expensive and overpriced. Number three, supplements don't work. And the last one is there's so many to choose from, what do I take? I'm going to address each one of those individually. We'll just start with the first one, however, the complaint. They all lie with fake advertising, marketing, and false claims. And I know you've seen this before. You've walked into your local supplement store and they have packages that are bright green, bright orange, lots of metallic and shiny labels, and you gravitate towards those like a moth to a flame, and more than likely you're going to have a salesperson who also gravitates towards those products. And we'll get into margins later, but essentially bright, shiny products usually cost a little bit more. Now, I want to perform a test. So pause this, pause it. Run and get your favorite product. I'll wait. Now, it just so happens that I have my favorite product here, and all I want you to do is just look at the front. Just look at the front of the supplement. How many asterisks do you see? Do you see a lot of big, bold claims that have asterisks next to them? Now, essentially what these asterisks are saying is we make these claims, but we really don't have any idea if this is true or not, but the FDA lets us say this. And, you know, depending on what the product is, you can have some really ridiculous claims going on. So as a rule of thumb, if you have 4 or more asterisks on that bottle, you should probably do a little bit more research. There's literally only so much ingredient that can go into a product. So if you've got these global massive claims, these cure-all claims, and you've probably got a low quality product and a very, very expensive product. So do a little bit more research and tread lightly. If your product has 3 asterisks or less, then that's good. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next complaint. The complaint is they're overpriced, too expensive, and low quality. And, you know, just to come out and say it, the reason some ingredients do cost more than others. It is true. Some things are overpriced. And it does cost a little bit more to source some ingredients, but more than likely that's not the case. It comes down to margins, and there has to be a profit somewhere. And ultimately, those margin goals is why you have some overpriced and low quality products. Cheaper really does mean cheaper. Once we go over the supply chain that I'm going to show you and how profit margins are generally calculated, you're going to see exactly why stuff is so high priced and why cheap products should really, really be avoided. And cheap is relative. We'll get to that later. Also, just as a word of caution, more expensive does not equal better either. And we'll talk about why that is also kind of confusing. I want to tell you a little story, though, about Joe. And Joe is the CEO of Super Ultimate Swole Nutrition Company. And Joe is coming up with a new pre-workout, and he needs to come up with the ingredients to do so. So there are some supply chain issues that arise when we want to get a pre-workout to the shelf. You've got to source the ingredients. So Joe's got to call up somebody, and he's got to find out, how the heck do I get the ingredients that I want? Now, most source ingredients you're going to find, if they've got a made in the USA, they're going to be sourced in the USA as well. But looking at this supply chain, you've got a lot of hands in this pie here. You've got the sourcing, you've got the broker, you've got a manufacturer who makes the products, and then you've got Joe. Joe's the guy who owns this product. This is his brand. This is his pre-workout. But then he wants to sell it to retail. So he wants to put it in a GNC store or a vitamin shop. They've got to make their money too. And then it comes down to the athlete. The end user is the athlete. Now look at all these individual pieces that a product goes through, from the idea to the sourcing of the individual ingredients, to the collection of those ingredients, to putting them in the form that they're going to sell to a manufacturer as a product bundle. And then Joe, who puts it together in his official packaging and makes it his own. And then he sells it to retail and then to you. So what I want to ask you is, who do you think is going to pay for all these stops? It's going to be the athlete. When it comes down to it, all of this requires extra money, and that's why you see high prices. Now, you can get cheaper prices. You can't just get cheaper prices, but what you can do is, when you're trying to discern how your particular favorite product is made, ask questions like, where do you source your ingredients? Is there a broker involved? Do you manufacture your own products? Do you pay a manufacturer? If you eliminate some of these pieces, for example, if Joe just sells straight on Amazon, or Joe just sells straight on his own store, he can lower his price because he doesn't also have to compensate for any retail or loss in profit by selling wholesale. So that is a really quick 101 on how margins and how many hands in the pie affect the prices that you pay. Now, I want you to look at this, at least this supply chain. Just look at it for what it is. Don't judge it. Don't say, oh, it must be cheaper or better. I just want you to understand how it works and how many pieces can actually go into this puzzle of getting a product to the shelf or a product to the athlete's hand. Now, another complaint is that supplements don't work. And I get this. I really, really do. There's little FDA oversight into these products. And honestly, there are just few double-blind placebo-controlled studies that actually show results. I have independent highlighted because there's a lot of these double-blind placebo studies, or whatever these companies are calling them. They're not independent, however. They're literally paying another research company to produce the research that shows that this stuff works. So it's not necessarily the most reliable of studies to go off of. However, just stay with me. Stay with me. I'm going to give you the tools to show you how you can quickly discern if a product is good for you. But before you throw the baby out with the bathwater, and before you supplement skeptics tell me, like, this is it, I'm not going to take any supplements, think about how literally every single person on the planet is different. Every single person is different. We're all wired differently. And even in lab controlled studies, double-blind, independent research studies that pharmaceutical companies go through years and decades of showing efficacy in their research, you still have outliers in that bunch. You still have individuals who are not affected, or unfortunately sometimes adversely affected. So if you have a bad experience with a particular supplement or brand, don't necessarily think that all supplements don't work. Try a different brand. Ask better questions. Do a little bit more research. You could potentially just be an outlier. Don't give up everything just because something doesn't work for you. Oh, gosh, the elephant in the room. Let's just talk about it right now. Proprietary blends. If there has ever been a way to take advantage of unsuspecting athletes, it is the proprietary blend. What is a proprietary blend? Let me move this video here. I'll show you. Now, proprietary blend label looks a little bit like this. You've got some that are listed out exactly, and then you have this proprietary blend, and it lists out ingredients, but it doesn't tell you exactly how much is in each individual one. So you don't know. You don't know exactly how much tryptophan you're getting, or 5-HTP. I mean, for all we know, we could be getting 1,000 tryptophan and like a little bit fairy dust sprinkle of all the rest. And I will tell you, with proprietary blends, usually it is that way. It's majority of the first and second ingredient on the label, and then it's going to be a pixie dust in the rest. I want you to hold on, though, and once again, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Not all proprietary blends are the evil, awful elephant in the room. In fact, some proprietary blends are designed to protect a brand's specific formulation. And you're going to see this in a lot of brands now. They don't want competitors to steal what they've got going on. If they got a product that works, They won't hold that close and protect it. It's just like trademarking a brand name or a logo. So, tread lightly with that, but I'm going to tell you this. Also watch out for similar terms like a matrix, like a matrix blend or a performance matrix, power blend, super blend. They're using all these fancy names and really it's just a bunch of dust. And the last complaint, and probably one of the biggest, there are so many to choose from. How do I know what to take? Before you assess any of your products, you should know to a decent degree what you actually need to take based on two factors. And those two factors are your diet and your goals. Your diet and your goals. What are you already getting from your diet? Are you following macros? Make sure your subs have that information on them as well. If you're taking meal replacements and post-workout, check carbs, make sure they're matching into your macros. Make them work for you. Based on your training and intensity, what supplements would support that? Do you want to get stronger? Do you want to get leaner? You can't do everything at once. So by focusing on targeted supplements, you can really get more bang for your buck. If you focus on those factors, your diet and your goals, you can weed out many supplements that you just don't need to take. I like to classify supplements in two main categories, sexy and unsexy. And sexy supplements are like your pre-workout, your thermogenics, your post-workout carbs, sometimes even whey protein, but you're going to notice they're going to be ones with the flashiest labels and the biggest, boldest claims. They're going to help you with workout performance now, like a pre-workout. You take it, you're going to have an awesome workout right then and now. It's going to help you. You don't have to wait until tomorrow or 2 weeks. Now, there's less sexy supplements that some people scoff about because they don't necessarily help them right now. But these unsexy supplements are like joint supplements, ZMAs, nighttime supplements, meal replacements even, a multivitamin. Now, they don't directly affect your workout. Like with creatine or turmeric, you need loading periods, so it can take a few days or even weeks to see the benefit results. So those supplements are just equally important, and you want to make sure that your supplement stack, covers both. You want sexy supplements and you want those less sexy supplements. That makes a full, well-rounded supplement stack. Here's a quick cheat sheet that you've probably been waiting for. This is how you can go to the store, go anywhere. You don't need your phone. You don't need Google. You don't need Amazon. You don't even need a friend or a store salesman to help you. All you need to do is these 4 steps. Now, this isn't there's a little bit more research to go into, but this is a really quick assessment for anybody. If you don't know anything about supplements, this can help you. First, I want you to look past all of the fancy packaging and messaging and claims. Look past all of it. I have my bottle still here, so I'm going to look at mine, make sure it has all of it on here. Make sure it has a label stamp for good manufacturing practices. Now, I know that FDA doesn't necessarily, they don't regulate as much as some people would like the supplement industry, but there are other credentials that facilities and companies can get that put them on top of the pack in terms of integrity and service. So look for that GMP, good manufacturing practice stamp. You want to look for a made in the USA. If you can't find it's made in the USA, just move on. There's plenty of other supplements that are made in the USA. A statement made in FDA registered facilities. Now, this is really important. Although the FDA is not going to loom over and essentially make sure that there is what it is in this product, they are going to oversight for safety regulations and storage of products. So to make sure that the product gets to you safe. This is really important. And it also essentially means that there's no banned substances in your product if it's an FDA registered facility. How fancy is their packaging? How bold are their claims? Remember, the customer always picks up the tab, always. So if there's a bunch of fancy packaging and a lot of extra marketing around this company's product, I really think you should raise your eyebrows. It means that they're compensating. I really do. I think it means that they're compensating for a less than stellar product. So in order to get you to purchase them, they're not going to get you on any of the claims. They've got a flash. They've got a flash bang. And I just want you to remember, there are no magic pills. There are 1% gains, there are 2% gains, and supplements will help you with that. But these are not magic pills, and anything that says it's an instant fix, you should run away from. Look at the supplement facts label. Is it a proprietary blend? If it is, just get out, put it down. There are many other products you can invest in that will be transparent with their ingredients. Just again, though, there's that caveat. It could be a trademark blend so that the company doesn't want to lose to a competitor or have that formulation stolen by a competitor. So, you can always ask questions, but if it's a proprietary blend, move on. And last but not least, I really think this is my favorite. This is the best way to discern if you should give them your money and try it. What kind of guarantee do they have? How do you know if they actually stand behind it? In reality, you as an athlete should never, ever have to worry about wasting your money on a product that isn't going to work for you and your goals. If it doesn't work, you should get your money back, period. Check out the guarantee. And the better the guarantee, then the more value for athletes. And I can say probably the more better the product, because no sane CEO would ever put a bold guarantee on their product if they knew they couldn't back up their claims. I tell you, inevitably, every company has had to do a return. It's just how you handle those returns and what kind of service you can provide to the athlete. Now, at this point, you probably ask yourself, why would I even share this information? What's in it for me? Now, as great as transparent labeling is, a transparent behind the scenes process is also important. And that's exactly what I wanted to bring you. Plus, there's no reason that you shouldn't know this information. You want to or use supplements, and this is all information that's readily available. I've just put together to make it easy for you to understand. Well, and why Red H Nutrition? As an owner, why on earth would I put this together and start off with supplements are all scams? Listen, I'm an athlete just like you. I've gone through all the same trials, ups, downs, I've hit plateaus. I failed many, many times, and I have all the same skepticisms about the industry and supplements that you do. And the saying is, if you want to change something, be the change that you wish to see. So essentially, it's that cliche statement is the reason that I started Red H Nutrition. And how the heck is Red H Nutrition different? 5 key ways. Complete oversight of that manufacturing process. When you go back to how the margins are stacked and how the prices are set, and the athlete is always, where the bottom line comes in. When we shorten that manufacturing process and remove some of the steps, we can provide better value, better quality, and a lower price product for our athletes. We have transparent labeling, no proprietary blends. We have trademarked ingredients. So those are trademarked ingredients. They have been put through rigorous trials and tests, and they work. We also have quality over quantity. I've had a few people who have wondered why we only have 4 products, and the bottom line is quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. We have 4 targeted supplements that work. Hundreds of athletes have used them. We've got rave reviews on them. And right now, until we perfect these performance supplement systems that we have, we don't feel that there's any need to step into another space. So quality over quantity. And I also always wanted to deliver the best customer service. I really think that customer service is incredibly important. And it comes back to, should you buy this supplement? Our 30-day PR guarantee is unlike any other guarantee you've heard of. It's a promise from me to you as the athlete that if you take Red H Nutrition and you train consistently using our products and you train consistently, that in 30 days, if you don't have a new PR in any capacity, you can have your money back. And that's the bold statement. That's the boldest statement I'll make in terms of knowing that you, the athlete, are going to get the most from the product. You're not going to waste any of your time. So, okay, all right. Now that I've addressed some of the major concerns with supplements, I hope that you realize that not all supplements are created equal and not all are scams. If you do a little bit of homework and follow the steps that I gave you, you should be far more confident in your purchases and their promised effects actually working for you and your goals. The cool thing is, for a limited time, we're offering our 30-day PR trial packs. You can try our Formula H pre-workout and our Go Juice branched chain amino acids to get that immediate performance boost that I was talking about earlier. They are sexy products. They're great. And I think you'll really love them. And you can go ahead right now, click on this link or go to this URL, 99 cents for shipping, and we'll get them to you within 2 to 3 days. And you'll start seeing exactly why Red H Nutrition is different and why we call ourselves the Supplement Revolution. And before you go, make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and check out our HQ, our shop, and where we keep our brand highlights. We will be having a print version of this presentation available if you'd like it. You can also rewatch it. Just check the comments below and you'll see the download link. I'm going to go ahead and bring this back to just a camera. I really want to thank you for your time. I hope this educated you. And if you have any questions, you can email me directly, Katie@redhnutrition.com. Good luck with your training and good luck with your supplement purchases.